All right, what's up, folks? So here we are, week 8 of the NFL season. Tonight, of course, and it's been the rivalry week, which is Dallas week. Not Cowboys week, but actually Dallas week. And, of course, this week we'll be talking about Dallas, the breakdown. Also, the Phillies with the qualifying offer they made to JT. Also, the Sixers doing some hiring still at this point as they try to get their act together for the 2021 NBA season. 2021 NBA season. Almost getting too far ahead of myself. And of course, normally I do have on my gear as far as the company attire, but tonight, because I keep saying about the small business, of course, it is about the small business. And this is a shirt from For the Bay Clothing Company, which I've been talking about for a while, the partnership with us. And they make a beautiful attire shirt. So I wanted to wear it just to let you guys know that, yes, if I'm going to be talking small business, I will be buying it locally from the small business. So we'll be getting the show here underway shortly, should I say. And, of course, Mike Fuji, my co-host, will be joining me here very, very shortly. But, again, it is Dallas week. It is, of course, a time to get fired up. We hope that the Eagles will come away victorious with the win. We'll be giving you the predictions later on, of course. But it is Dallas week. Dallas, of course, that we know, we always say it, we love to say it, Dallas sucks. And they do, because unfortunately they're going down in flames, and they do have Ben Benucci, whatever his name is, the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. So we will be talking Dallas, of course, and everything in between. So with that, I'm Angel. This is Broad Street South Sports Talk. And, of course, it goes without saying, and I need to have my co-host on here, Mike Fuji. I'll be bringing him on here shortly. And just to let you guys know, of course, make this comment here prior to bringing Mike on. Any music or any videos that end up playing, of course, just because I know the Facebook police, the YouTube police, Twitter police, every police is out there. I do not own the rights to any music that I play. So I just want to put it out there. It is on public domain, for example, on the YouTube channel. It is on Twitter, available for anyone. So any NFL Network clips that I'll be showing, it is brought to you by the public domain that is Twitter. So just want to put that disclaimer out there. And putting that disclaimer out there, of course, well, I can't have the show without my co-host, and he's coming up right now, Mike Fuji.
What is going on, Mr. Angel?
Yeah, nothing other than I hear it is kind of suck-face wind up there as far as weather-wise in Philly. Down here, it is still 84 degrees, even though, of course, it is dark because we did the whole fallback thing with the ridiculous clocks, but whatever. But listen, it's time to get, of course, fired up because this is Dallas week. We already know the chants that are going to be coming, so listen, it's time to just about get the game on. We got about an hour and 17 minutes before the game starts, and of course we know the Giants almost beat us. Not the case. We end up winning, but it's good to know that obviously we pulled off the win last week, or the Eagles pulled off the win. I shouldn't say we, but getting fired up, man. It's time to get fired up because Dallas is in town.
It's time to kick some Dallas.
It sure is.
Dallas, Texas.
Exactly. Well put.
Thank you, sir.
And
week 8, and we're here halfway through the season.
This is true. This is very true. And we got Tom already putting in there that Dallas sucks. Tom, thanks for coming out, of course, tonight. I believe Tom is with you there on location, if I remember correctly, in Maggie's.
Tom's up here at Maggie's on the door. Everybody come on out. Probably not want to be out with the rain and the raw temperatures up here. Maybe you should send some of that 84-degree weather up there. We could use it.
I will try to do the best that I can to actually send it up that way. So with that, of course, we also have Mike Markham on here, and he says, "Go Birds."
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
And back to Tom here. He says, "Hanging at Maggie's." And, of course, we can't go. And let me bring this back up here shortly. If anyone would like to see, of course, my guy up there in Philly, Maggie's on the Waterfront Cafe. It's at 9242 North Delaware Avenue, 9242 North Delaware Avenue, maggieswaterfront.com. If you guys need to find out any info, menus, upcoming shows, all the good fun stuff that goes on at Maggie's. So if you guys want to see Mike up there, by all means, take a ride up to Maggie's and join him on the live view up there at Maggie's. Also, the official sponsor, of course, of Broad Street South Sports Talk is Tampa Joe's Restaurant and Sports Bar. And that's where, of course, the gang run by Mike Klein is there as well, which is the affiliate of the South Philadelphia Eagles fan club, the best fan club that you will get south of Philadelphia. Mike Klein and those guys, and hopefully he'll be coming on here live shortly. He's going to give us a live feed from down here from Tampa Joe's. But those guys are an incredible fan base down there. And, of course, the other thing, the shirt, of course, that I'm wearing comes from no place other than the small business called For the Bay Clothing Company. Again, forthebayclothingcompany.com. If you guys want to check out their website, they have some beautiful T-shirts. And, of course, I have the one right now on, which is directly from theirs. Very comfortable shirt, very lightweight. So if you need a nice summer shirt, and, yes, even though it does say Tampa Bay, it's a Ray that's on there, so it's not exactly the Tampa Bay Rays T-shirt officially from the merchandise, but it is the Tampa Bay Rays as far as the Rays themselves locally. So if you guys get a chance also from them as well, which you can also put your nice frosty beverage, you have the For the Bay Clothing Company, nice pint glass, and whatever your favorite beverage may be, you can also put that in there as well. Very nice pint glass. I mean, they got tons of shirts, city collection, you name it. Those guys do an awesome job. And it's Dave and Allison and his company. And we welcome any small business, of course, that wants to come on. But we have a good bond with these guys, and we hope to keep it that way. We're going to get back here to some quick comments. We got one back from Tom. He says, Eagles winning the game and the division starts tonight. Let's hope. Again, let's hope that happens. And who else? Tom, Bears down 23-20. Yeah, not looking too good right now for the Bears, but they could be coming back. Of course, I'm in the late update here, so I can't see it too much. And with everyone, by the way, we like for everyone, by all means, of course, put your comments up there if you're watching us live, which we hope that you guys are. And if you guys, in case can't for some reason, watch the show live when it kicks off, if you refresh your Facebook page feed, then you'll end up catching the show live. Apparently, Facebook continues to have, I guess, issues with the live StreamYard from StreamYard. So if you guys don't have mosquitoes or can't catch us, by all means, refresh the page, and then you guys will be able to see us that way. So let me go back and take out that comment here. Again, of course, we are live this week. Next week, we will not be live, only because, of course, it's the Eagles bye week. So we won't be live next week. We will be on the following week because I will be taking a road trip myself. So we will not be on live next week, but we do appreciate everyone, of course, tuning in every single week. We appreciate the viewers. Everybody comes on. And again, if you guys ever want to email us, and I'll have to remember to put it up there, it's at broadst.southsportstalk@gmail.com. So we welcome any comments or any suggestions you have to make. So, boy, lots to talk about, lots of things to bring up. But before we get everything underway here, and one thing that I want to talk about, because we also tend to forget, is the men and women who serve our country and our community. And thanks to them, of course, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So we thank the men and women who serve our country and serve our country proudly. And there is something that I want to bring up here. And this is real quick because of the men and women who protect their communities and country. We're going to bring them up. Of course, the Eagles always do the salute service. So let's get that underway.
Hi, my name is Sergeant First Class Danielle Haynes with the 451st Expeditionary Sustainment Command from Wichita, Kansas. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly!
I am Master Sergeant Cortez with 188 4306 on BAB. I want to say hi to my family in Jersey and Trenton, also my family in Puerto Rico, and go Eagles.
I'm Staff Sergeant Andrew Gilroy with 2nd Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division. I want to say hi to my family back in New York. Go Eagles!
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Steve Bolton, Commander of Hunter Army Airfield in Savannah, Georgia. I want to say hi to all my friends and family in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Fly, Eagles, fly!
So again, thanks to the men and women who protect our communities and country that serve out there. So we appreciate everyone, of course, every single one, whether it's the Army, Air Force, Navy, or Marines, and even that funny place they call the Coast Guard, but even those guys as well, because they are part of our military branch. So we thank the men and women who protect our community. And with that also, and I got to do this just real quickly here because we can't have it on too long again. I do not own the rights to this music and or this song, but it is fitting with what I just said, and also because, of course, the Eagles. Come on.
School's in session tonight.
Yes, it is. So
Time for a beat down on the Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, I had to bring it up because, of course, we know that this is, again, Dallas week. Hopefully they're going to get fired up down there, even though it might be a wet night at Lincoln Financial Field. But we hope that everyone gets fired up down there. Coming back to some comments before we get things underway as well. Enjoy the week off. Thank you, Tom. I definitely will. It's a lot of work to put all this stuff together, and we appreciate it. Believe me, it's a lot of fun, and we hope to continue it and continue just to get better along the way. Thank you for your service. You're most certainly welcome. 9-year veteran, and it was United States Army, so I'm very happy to serve. And obviously the men and women who continue to serve, we salute them as well. My boy down there in Georgia. Abdus, what's going on, bro? Thank you. Listen, thank you for tuning in and keep going, big brother, with everything you're doing down there in Georgia, man. I appreciate it. So thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Let's go. I like this podcast. Thank you, man. We try, believe me, we try to put on a good show for everybody. So without you guys coming on and making a comment and everything else, we do appreciate it. So thank you, brother. I really do appreciate it. Now I'll be seeing you soon in Georgia. I'm coming up. I'm checking out the business. So I'm coming up here shortly. Kristen Wentz has a breakout game tonight. We hope. And Kristen, by the way, happy birthday. For those who don't know, she just celebrated her birthday on Friday, if I remember correctly. So happy birthday to Kristen. We do appreciate it. We hope you had a great time. And I know you're out there, I believe, with Tom and his wife. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And again, have a great birthday weekend, because the birthday is just not one day. It's just about every day. Kristen's prediction. I'm sorry, Mike. I'll get to you in a second. She predicts it 27-10. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Kristen. Thank you for coming out tonight and being here with the show.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
We do appreciate the support. We definitely do. Kristen says she's loving the show, and believe me, the love is in return, because we thank everyone, including my producer who's off camera here, that I love to death as well, because she checks in as far as all the audio issues that hopefully we're not having, that we've been trying to straighten out week after week. Another comment here from Kristen. Mike, you got to look at the screen here. Kristen says, love you, Mike Fuji, Fiordimundo. So, but I thought, now I'm going to flip one. I'm going to skip one here over Tom. Tom, I'm going to come right back to you. See, I just saw this. When she said, thank you, baby, I thought that was meant for me, but it's obviously meant for Mike. So she says, thank you, baby, for wishing her a happy birthday.
You're most welcome. I love you.
Tom says, where's the jury tonight? He's popping in here shortly.
He's making a cameo appearance.
Yeah, he'll be coming on here very shortly. Also coming back here, one more. Kristen says, here's to an Eagles win. Definitely, cheers. And Kristen, yeah, definitely cheers from For the Bay Clothing Company. So, yeah, let's hope we get the win.
Chin down and salute.
Now,
and all that good stuff.
It doesn't go. Let me go back here to this quick comment. Now, it goes, of course, without saying, and we'll begin the questions and other things here shortly. It doesn't go without saying, of course, the one chant, well, two actually, that we absolutely love in Philly. Of course, the big one, and I'll be playing this, just kind of randomly, but for everyone that knows when Dallas is in town, here's what you hear a majority of the time.
Dallas sucks! 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 Dallas sucks!
Thank you, boys. And by the way, the guy who said all right back there, he was the one and only Dallas fan there last year. And he was getting hazed, and Dallas looked like they were going to pull off the win. So he was like, all right, all right. So if you hear the all right in the background, that's the gentleman who was very cool guy. Don't get me wrong. Very, very cool guy. But he had enough, I guess, with the Dallas sucks chance. Going back here to a couple comments. Thanks for being your special self. Listen, it's a lot of love. A lot of love from Kristen. A lot of love here. Enjoy your football. And we hope you enjoy your birthday, as we continue to say. And Julius May. Is any news, gossip, and rumors about 12:10 a.m. that you can share? The current format is not good for our region and causing more division than helping. 12:10 a.m. From 12:10 a.m. From WIP, you mean, Julius? Because I know they're still on 610, 12:10. I don't think I know.
1210's a talk station.
Yeah.
Used to be WPHT, I believe.
I believe so. There's one here I know in Tampa, but they're on for like an hour and then they're gone. Let's go back to sports. I'm not too sure, actually. I know the format had changed. I'm not too sure it's because they lost it and because 610 has been staying on there. So, Julius, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to come back or not. I haven't heard anything as of yet, but if I do, I will share it with everyone. But I'm not too sure. So, I guess I would just – the only thing I can say is or suggest is you can always, of course, go to either 610 WIP. They still have their AM station. And if you're looking for anything as far as Eagles related, if you have an Android or an iPhone, if you go to the radio.com app, if you download radio.com app, you can actually listen to all the live shows from 94 WIP. And if you go to iHeartRadio, iHeartRadio has the 97.5, the Fanatic feed as well. So those are your two options in case you live from out of town and you can't get them. Those are your two options. So radio.com and iHeartRadio, you can try that as well. So hopefully that answers. And one more. It says the current conservative talk format on 12:10 a.m. is not good. Yeah. A lot of conservative radio right now is not doing too well. But, yeah, I agree, Julius. All right, going back here to as far as the Eagles, I'm going to come back to the banners. Oh, of course, real quick, because we're going to be talking some other stuff as soon as I flip around back to one thing and start going back and forth here. We have some Sixers news, and of course, the Sixers continue to make hires, and they're good hires, and I believe the Sixers are heading in the right direction. They hired Daryl Morey, and we talked about this, and I'm almost certain with David Esser about this particular hire here. He left the Houston Rockets. And obviously left in Houston Rockets, but in good standards. I mean, that team will do well by itself. But Daryl Morey hired as the president of basketball operations for the Sixers. Sixers also gave Elton Brand an extension and added Brian Adams as their assistant coach. And, of course, not the guy who actually sings. He's an actual assistant coach that's out there. But so the Sixers continue to at least make the right moves where they should be. And I think that's a great hire from the Sixers. It shows that at least they're trying to go in the right direction. At least I believe.
Oh, exactly. I mean, the thing of it is Daryl Morey going to come in and keep the same squad that they got now? Or are they going to end up trading Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid? And rumor is James Harden might be on his way to Philly for one of those, either Simmons or Embiid. But it's a lot of money as far as, dumping salary and taking that salary over for James Harden. So we shall see. Seems like the Sixers are going in the right direction. So sky's the limit for them.
I believe you're definitely right because I see nothing but up for the Sixers. I mean, they're trying. There's a lot of bounce back from the NBA, which of course was this season. The Sixers in particular, of course, they're trying to bounce back from where they were. They're not trying to lose any viewers or any fans or any of that nature because, of course, 3 years in a row, the last 3 seasons in a row, the Sixers have been the number one selling team as far as tickets, and they just got some awards. I wish I had time to actually look for it, but they just got some awards for branding, marketing, and something else. So kudos to the Sixers. They're definitely trying and make the right moves. Phillies, of course, news we're going to get to here shortly. As I noticed, the comments are coming in hot and heavy. Where are we? Tom. It's good they put good people around Elton Brand. And yeah, definitely for sure. As long as does the process restart from today? I did read earlier this week, and they talked about the process ends here because they figured that the process already pretty much had started. The one thing, of course, Mike Fuji just talked about it. The big thing is that, of course, we don't know if Ben Simmons is going to get traded or not. The rumors continue to swirl around that he is. In my eyes, do you get rid of one or two? Yeah, I think Ben knows he hasn't done much as far as the organization, and I think it's time for Ben to maybe try something new. Maybe, I don't know, Houston, LA, wherever he wants to go. But I think Ben's time is up. I don't know how you feel, Mike, but I think Ben's time might be up in Philly.
I want to kind of go the opposite way because I just think all these injuries Embiid's having, it's I don't think Embiid's going to be in the league, maybe no more than 5 years from now, just because the injuries and, the size of a big man, such his size as a center, doesn't really last long. I mean, he's had, feet problems over the years. That's just my guess. I mean, Ben Simmons is still young, but can Ben Simmons take the three? Can he shoot the 3-pointer? I think, Doc Rivers is going to, hopefully straighten his game out along with some of these other young guys. Hopefully they could get rid of an Al Horford and dump that salary with Tobias Harris. I don't think anybody's going to take that contract with him being the highest paid Sixer of all time. But,
right.
Hopefully they could eventually start over and, bring in some bargain basement free agents that they can build this team around, hopefully. But, the front office, Josh Harris, Elton Brand, they're doing the right thing by bringing Doc Rivers in. And, we'll see how it works out. It's all positive info now, right now with the Sixers. So hopefully it'll get everybody on board and straighten out this thing and get to the NBA Finals.
We hope. It's been a long time coming from the Sixers. We've seen it obviously being eliminated in the first round. It's become quite the joke in the last 2 seasons at least, where the Sixers have been pretty much taken down. So we hope that obviously with all these moves that they're making here during this offseason, it's going to be a short offseason because from what I understand, I want to try and kick the season back off on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. If I remember correctly. So they're looking at a potential 1-1-21 start. And along with hockey, I believe they want to try and get both at the same time.
Well, the rumor is they want to play a 72-game season.
Yeah.
Supposedly, instead of a bubble in Florida per se, they kind of, I think, want to do a regional type of bubble, I guess, where they'll have north, south, east, and west all covered as far as both Eastern and Western conferences.
We're going to see. We're going to see. Julius May says 12-10 went to its current format in the summer of '96. So I don't know. Julius said, I think like I said, they may end up flipping back. Who knows? A lot of these stations, when they have turnovers, when they have new management, that's the only thing about radio. So radio, when they sell a lot of the managers off, it might be 97.5 went through not too long ago. WIP also went through the same thing. When they change the format, they end up switching back and forth very well, and we can see what the response is going to be. So, I don't know exactly what else they're planning to do from there. Tom says nothing but up from here as far as in relation to the Sixers. As far as it comes to the Phillies, and if I can bring up the banner here, the Phillies made a qualifying offer to JT Realmuto, but not to Didi Gregorius. Also on a Phillies front news, the Phillies are not picking up their options on 3 veteran relievers, including Hector Neris. So the Phillies are trying to shake things up as much as they possibly can. Again, Andy McPhail, it says that he's gonna, I guess, see if they can make a splash during the winter talks. I don't know how much of a splash you can make because, of course, just like the NBA, the Major League Baseball is thinking about as far as this virus stuff that's going on, and because they hit them in their pocket, of course, this season they're looking at the next season. So anything they're going to move, I don't know how much you're going to do. It's all going to depend. If you look at the Chicago White Sox, they went back to
Tony La Russa.
They went back to La Russa. So it goes to show you that if you want a good quality coach, I mean, and player, 2021 is probably going to be almost like 2020. Hopefully, without not all this hectic nonsense going on, but because it comes down to money. And MLB, NBA, MLS, the NFL, none of these guys want to lose out money, but unfortunately they are, because they're not going to be able to make those big contracts the way they were doing it beforehand. So it's going to be interesting to see how all these guys end up playing out. Let's go back here to a couple comments. Julius says, do you think the Phillies will keep JT? I think if they made a client offer, and Julius, I think the only thing that would hold back JT from signing obviously would be if he's looking in the ballpark of $150 million, let's just say hypothetically, I'm not too sure that he is or not, but if he's looking to get $150 in lieu of the next couple seasons, I think the Phillies may offer, I don't know, between $90 million, maybe $85 million, and maybe a shorter contract or a back end contract. But I would think that the Phillies, if they are making qualifying offers, I would think the Phillies are serious as far as bringing back JT. But according to Tom says that JT's gone. And Tom, I'm curious to know why do you think that why the Phillies will end up letting go of JT? Just wait and height are determined. What's the next comment there from Tom? And Jules, I think he says, I agree. I don't think he's coming back. I believe that he will come back. I'm not down for it. Could be just me, but I think JT will come back.
I think it depends on how much money and how many years. I mean, this team does have other situations, where they got to probably go out and get another catcher. JT Realmuto leaves. Also, they didn't even make an offer to Didi Gregorius, which a guy played every game and was, I think it was a hell of a pickup, just for a year, but still, this team does got a lot of holes to address. I mean, you got a third baseman in Adam Baum. You got Spencer Howard, probably going to be a third or fourth starter next year. You got another year left of Andrew McCutchen. You need bullpen help, which they did release Adam Morgan the other day. I know that was in the news. And, hopefully they're going to clean house on this bullpen. It just depends on how much money they want to spend without going over the luxury tax.
Correct.
I mean, hey, they need a leadoff hitter. I mean, to me, if George Springer's name's been kicked around as far as from the Houston Astros who could play center field, and he'd be a nice fit here as far as addressing the leadoff situation and the outfield situation. Also, there's the catcher we talked about last week as far as the White Sox being available. At least they didn't bring Realmuto back. McCarron, I think that's his name.
Yep, I think so. I think that's who the Phillies have intended as a backup in case things fall apart with JT here. I'm going to get to Seth Joyner on his short clip that he talks about as far as the rivalry when it comes to Dallas. I thought it was kind of funny and some throwbacks. So I'll be putting that up there shortly. But getting back here to the comments here real quick, looking if Julia says, if Carson has a bad game tonight, do we think he will be benched for the next game? No. I think you can see the signs, and we'll be talking about Carson Wentz here shortly, but Carson Wentz has been showing signs of at least progress for the last two games. He's shown at least he's being gutsy. Is he holding on to the ball still too much? Yes. Is he running the ball too much? Yes, because we know he's also injury prone. But I don't see Carson Wentz getting, especially with the way he's been motivating this team as of late. I don't feel that Carson Wentz will get benched. Earlier during the season, we talked about it. I think Mike and I and everyone else, it seemed it was going to happen, but I don't think it will. Mike, I don't know what you think.
Not at all. I mean, God forbid the only way Wentz will get benched is if he gets hurt. They got to bring in Jalen Hurts. The last 2 games, it's a fact here. Carson Wentz has brought this team back in the fourth quarter, scored 34 points and threw 5 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of the last 2 games. Games, they haven't been pretty, but hey, he's clutch. He's stepping up. I guess, some players just step up when their back's against the wall. And Wentz has been doing it with what he has, like he did the last 4 games last year.
Right.
No Alshon. Sean, he's another one that's pretty much out the door in my eyes. Just too injury prone. Also, you get Jalen Reagor coming back tonight. Lane Johnson. Jason Peters is back in the lineup. Done with that.
To me, speaking about Jason Peters, I'm going to get back here to the comments. Tom says that no, Carson won't get benched as well. To follow up with that one, he says he's making too much. He's making too much money. And Julius, I'll get to your comment back here in a second. But as far as JP, I don't think he should be out there. Me again, personally, we saw what happened with the Jacks. They, for some reason, on a short condensed week, you decided to bring back Deshaun Jackson just to get injured, and yet we lose another wide receiver. So I think that was dumb, and I'll bring that up here a little bit later on. But as far as JP, I mean, why don't leave Jordan the game time? And at this point, JP knows he's going to be done after this season, if even he lasts the rest of the entire season. So it makes no sense. And Mike, you talked about it during the week when you and I were chatting back and forth that he might end up playing, of course, the right tackle position, right guard. And, of course, now he would play it because why? Well, he got the money from Lane Johnson to get the bonus money to play left tackle. So, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think you leave Jordan in there. There's no reason for you guys, as far as the Eagles to pull it. But, again, it comes down to Doug and the loyalty to his players. And I just think you leave Jordan in there.
Oh, of course. I mean, he played, he stepped up and played great. Against Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I mean, talking about 2 of the better defenses in the NFL. All right, it was a little shaky last week against the Giants, but if it's why try to fix it if it ain't working? Now you got Jordan Mailata pretty much moving over to right guard since Lane Johnson's out tonight. Peters is back at left tackle. So to me, it's just conversations I've had with guys from the radio saying that Lane Johnson pretty much does what he wants, and it's time to turn the page. You got a Hall of Fame resume career, and you don't want to take nothing away from it, but it's like the Eagles just cater to this guy. Like it's an exception to the rule with everybody. Like, all right, I know he's good friends with Jeff Lurie, and they text every day. And what else? It's just, he'll come in, he'll start, he'll get hurt, he'll come out of the game, take a couple breaths, maybe get a shot of oxygen, go back in. Mailata's, especially tonight, I don't know who's going to go up against DeMarcus Lawrence, but, you got to shut this Dallas defensive line down, which they don't have a bad defense, but, even though they're close to being last in the NFL, but they got some players over there, and it's to me, I'm just done with the Jason Peters experience. Thanks for the memories, but you got to learn to turn the page on. Hopefully he's out the door to Sean and Alshon next year. Also, you got Dallas Goedert coming back tonight, so that's a big boost for Carson Wentz in the lineup.
I think so. I definitely think so. Julius here, he was going back to as far as the Phillies. He was saying, I thought the Middleton Zoom call was bad, really bad. Yeah, Julius, it was. It was really, really bad. I did happen to catch that one, and I was going to try to play it, but unfortunately it was so bad that, ended up not playing it. Tom said he wanted to say the bullpen is gone. Yeah. Tom, the bullpen is gone, unfortunately.
Well, getting back to the Phillies as far as the bullpen, they could have Brad Hand, who was probably one of the top elite closers in Major League Baseball, Cleveland Indians got released. They could have easily reached out and picked him up. I mean, you need a closer because Hector Neris is pretty much more like a setup man or what have you. And, why not pick up a premier closer? That's what the hell you need. That's why this team didn't make the playoffs this year.
Right.
All the blown saves, blown leads that they gave away.
Well, Julius says here to admit the Phillies do a poor job with talent for 100 years is terrible. It's been bad. I wouldn't say completely terrible, Julius, but it's definitely been bad. The Phillies haven't made too many good moves in the last, I would say, at least the last 3 seasons. And again, because we used the term, or the Phillies used the term, stupid money for the last 2 seasons, and obviously it didn't happen. But I think they're going to be, if every team in all major sports know that now when you're looking for your talent, you're not going to be spending those millions upon millions of dollars. You're actually going to be now doing your due diligence and doing your homework and looking to see what is the right talent to fit the holes that every team needs. And so I think those big, $500 million contracts and, all that good fun stuff, I'm pretty sure thanks to this COVID, it's going to change, the landscape on every major sport. I could be wrong, but that's the way I feel.
I agree. You don't know where anybody's going to be next year with going into 21 as far as Dr. Anthony Fauci was possibly talking 2022 till it gets back to normal.
Right.
Hopefully he's wrong, and because a lot of these teams aren't going to be spending a lot of money because you don't know where the finances are going to be. As far as your small market teams, and some teams probably just aren't going to be willing to spend it because they don't have it. A couple of weeks ago, it was brought up about the Phillies front office about laying people off. If you'll even be able to have fans back in the stands. Yeah, they got it right now with football, but the case is on the rise. Who the hell knows?
Right.
I'm just glad we're halfway through the NFL season right now. And the NFL is already talking about doing a playoff bubble down the road, which, with the Super Bowl, they could push it back. They got March and April to play around with. Hopefully it won't go that far, but still. Nobody knows what the hell with the NHL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. Who the hell knows what 2022 is going to bring?
Correct.
We'd like to be optimistic, but in the grand scheme of things, it just ain't happening.
Right. And I think when Julius was talking about as far as the quote up there was the one beforehand, he said to admit the Phillies do a poor job. So he says he can't get that quote out of his head. Tom says he's agreeing, and Tom also says Phillies just don't see the value. They want to go cheap. And again, we just hit that one. So yeah, that might be the case.
I was an employee for the Phillies for 16 years as a game day employee. That wasn't nobody high upstairs or whatever, but they got one of the worst minor league systems in baseball. You gave, God forbid you lose JT Realmuto. You gave up your number 1 prospect in Sixto. Can't think of his last name.
Sixto that was let go, yeah. And I think the Phillies had also kind of regretted that one.
He was their number 1 prospect, which, he showed some flashes of being the number 1 starter for the Marlins this year. So, it's going to be a lot to obviously talk about, and we will, of course, the Phillies as it gets closer to spring training. I'll be fortunate enough to see a lot of the games down here from Spectrum Field, so it's going to be pretty neat. Thanks, Tom. Sixto Sanchez.
Yeah,
I was drawing a blank on his name.
It's almost like it just about gave me a rhymes, but. Tom also said the Bears just hit a 51-yard field goal with no time left, and they're of course all tied up into overtime. I think there's like 8:24 left. At least that's what I'm looking at this point. It might be shorter than that. Julius goes back to that. I'm shocked about Didi. I don't understand it right now. I think Julius, again, it comes down to money. If you're going to offer JT a certain amount and understand that Didi came in with a hometown discount. And the only reason why the Phillies didn't have to sign Didi Gregorius for a lot of money was for the simple fact that he knew he was coming off an injured season. So he wanted to show the Phillies, and for the most part, Major League Baseball, to every organization out there, what he had left in the tank. So Didi is looking at, and if you just saw what the season he just came off of, he's probably going to be looking at least somewhere in the avenue of $150 million to maybe $275 million. And right now, every team will be doing that. But again, thanks to COVID, they may not be doing those kind of contracts anymore. He also adds, any thoughts on Jim Jackson and let go by the Phillies? I'm shocked by that. Mike and I talked about that last week. And yeah, it's kind of shocking, unfortunately, that the Phillies didn't, let him go. And it all comes down to NBC and the contracts and the way they were doing it by Sports Philly, NBC Sports Philly. He still will be on with the Flyers, and of course that is the voice of the Flyers. So we hope that he doesn't let go there as well. But yeah, I don't like the move that they let him go. But unfortunately, again, you're looking at also, a couple other people as well from NBC Sports Philly. So he's just one of those cuts that they decided to make. Tom says Logan was a Flyer announcer, which is true. And of course, as I'm getting caught up with the comments here, Dave's going into overtime. So yeah, we talked about that just now. Tom also says that we don't need Alshon or Deshaun. Well, Alshon's coming back, of course, after the bye week. And that's if he stays healthy enough to come back. And Deshaun, obviously, I think that Deshaun may be gone after this season, after so many injuries and everything else, that they get to 1 year and done with Deshaun. But again, we'll see what happens with the Eagles. Julius goes back to, and more Phillies layoffs are coming this month, I think. Yep, that they definitely are. Some more people could be let go, as he has the follow-up comment with that one. COVID has messed up everything. Yeah, Julius, it definitely has. Unfortunately, with every major team, it's really screwed it up. Tom says Deshaun and Alessandro taking up 2 spots that are wasted. Yeah, but unfortunately, the Eagles can't do anything about that. Unfortunately, and speaking of the Drew, as he comes in late into the show here, he says like and share the page, everyone. And again, thanks to Mike Sherman. And of course, he always puts the comments out there. And again, that is the name that the best friends here have come up with for years. So it's not anything where it's nothing out of the unusual. It's a name that was gifted by him by his best friend here on the other side of the screen.
Sean had a couple. Not to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get through it as well, but because we've been going back and forth as far as Eagles Phillies here. Julie says, I love the Phillies, but I don't like what's happening right now. That's agreed all the way across the board. And he says, of course, overall. So, yeah, none of us do it. Unfortunately, it's getting that way. Get into Shizzy here. He says, got a bad feeling about this game. I don't – listen, if we get embarrassed tonight by Dallas, we shouldn't even come out after the bye week. But I think it'll be just fine. I'm just hoping that Sean doesn't mean as far as when it comes to any kind of injury, because we don't need any more injuries at this point. They better not take this game lightly. I don't think they are, Sean. I mean, 2-5-1 and 2-5. You're not taking any game lightly, not in this division. Because you can win the division, unfortunately, with 5 games. You might even win it with 4. How bad the entire division is playing.
Oh, I mean, you throw the games out, you throw the records out the window. It's it's a rivalry that's probably one of the biggest in the sports. Even though, again, it's 2 trash records in the NFC least, but every team in the division plays each other hard. I mean, look at last week. Eagles had to come back from behind in the last 6 minutes. Once had to pull a rabbit out of his hat to win that game. Sloppy, but a win's a win, and you're better to be lucky than good sometimes.
Exactly. And that's what you got to look at. I mean, it wasn't a prettiest win ever. And Nick Foles had said it, 2 weeks prior when I think it was on week 6 when they ended up winning. But it's the same thing. A win's a win, no matter which way you look at it. At this point in this division, I mean, you got the ACC Giants, you got DCU, you have us, and then you got the Cal Chicks there from Texas. So I mean, it's just the division is completely bad. And it's truthfully for anyone to win at this point. Let's just hope that it'll be on the Eagle side, especially since it's been Dallas week. Joe, of course, good friend of mine and another Philly fan down here. He says that the defense needs to feast this game. BG and Cox should be, and the numbers, of course, the rookies face all night long, and it's true. And they should be, of course. There's a chance that you're talking about Sixto, and we're also looking at Tom McCarthy. He's doing the Tennessee Titans games. Tom is actually used a lot for the NFL. His voice is actually used for a lot of different events. So yeah, Tom McCarthy has done the first time he's been doing work with the NFL. He's done it actually over the last 2 years.
Oh, going back, I mean, you got Jim Jackson does the Phillies and the Flyers. Scott Grant, I mean, used to be with the Phillies, got fired. He does West One radio.
Yeah, Westwood One radio.
Plus, he does a lot of like highlights for the NFL, I believe, too. Just like Harry Kalas did with the NFL. If I'm not mistaken, I think Harry Kalas did. I don't know if he had something to do with the Chicago Bears back in the day. Plus, he used to do NFL films. So, yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, you got some local talent that, work for other organizations and sports.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree there by any means. I don't disagree whatsoever. It's true. I mean, they're fortunate that they do have other avenues to, of course, to go to, because you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So those guys, and the better your voice is, the better the opportunity, of course, you have to broadcast, another major sport. So yeah.
Well, when you get into it, I mean, you talk about the NHL with Mike Doc Emmerich, who just retired this year. I mean, he started with the Flyers with Bill Clement. He was with the Jersey Devils after that. Plus, I think he did, big stuff for the NHL as far as announcing.
Right.
Speaking of announcers, anyway, not to shift gears on everybody.
Yeah,
just a tidbit.
Yeah. And in case anyone's joining us here, we thank you, appreciate you guys and girls. The comments, of course, for tuning in live. We really do appreciate it. My partner down there is at Maggie's on the waterfront. So if you guys want to go down there, 9242 North Delaware Avenue, you guys go down there and check out the games. And, not just tonight's game, any game. And of course, you guys are looking for any entertainment, go to the website and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to take care of you. Also, normally I'm in my work attire here, but today I'm sporting the Tampa Bay Rays shirt here, and it's not the actual MLB team. It's just the Tampa Bay Ray, and it comes from, good Lord, as my mouth is trying up here, For the Bay Clothing Company down there in Tampa. So For the Bay Clothing Company by David Allison. And again, if I'm going to talk small business local, you're going to shop small business local, and that's the only way these guys and girls are able to do so. So, by the way, go to their website, forthebayclothingcompany.com, and take a look. They have a nice set of collections. So it's just not like your teams. They have a city collection, teams collection. They have stickers. I showed earlier. I'll show it again. If you have your favorite beverage, you can put also in the For the Bay pint glass, and it's pretty cool. It looks almost like a beer can up top, but it's pretty cool.
Is there beer in that glass?
Listen, I know what you're talking about, okay, but I'm not driving.
Is there beer in that glass?
Maybe it might be some suds, but yeah.
What's your beverage of choice?
I guess I can have one here.
What's your beverage of choice?
That one's an IPA. So I'm trying something new. It's an IPA, but not bad tasting whatsoever. It's getting a little bit warm, but hopefully it'll cool down by the time I get to it. But Tom says 3 or 4 plays each, as we're kind of flopping back and forth here when it comes to the Eagles and Phillies. He says Dallas hatred since birth. Yeah, a lot of us, of course, not from my girlfriend's nephew, a huge, and her sister and the brother-in-law are all Dallas fans. And so they already know that I'm going to be talking all kinds of smack as far as it comes to them. And then his girlfriend is a DCU fan. So the only thing that we're missing is
the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, that's about it. Brandon Graham, according to Tom, says continue for a high season. Yeah, Brandon Graham definitely making strides this year. Definitely making strides. And of course, we just talked about Maggie's, but party going on at Maggie's. That's what Tom is saying. And let's see, what was it? Mike Sherman says all the games I like today did not come through. Green Bay lost, -7 loss. Bills -4 loss. Titans -5 loss. So I absolutely love the Eagles tonight. Eagles 38. What? Wow, that's surprising from the Drew himself, 38-6. Man, that's a big score there.
That's the second time you picked the Eagles this year so far. You
Yeah.
picked all losses.
Exactly. Hasn't been too much. So, hey, listen, I'm going to go with it. But I teased earlier about Seth Joyner, of course, talking about the Eagle-Dallas rivalry. And, I mean, none of us, of course, like anything from Dallas. And I'm pretty sure because no one likes us whatsoever, this will be kind of fitting.
We don't care. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care.
Right,
Just saying. But I'm going to bring up the Seth Joyner, which I thought is a pretty cool clip, and there's someone that's going to be in this clip that I'm pretty sure that we love, and he's late as far as a late coach, but buddy, we still love you.
There's nothing better than beating up on the boys.
Nothing better than beating up those boys.
With Buddy.
We told them we're going to kick their ass, and then we kicked them.
And bounties, allegedly.
A couple players from there told me that the Buddy's sending somebody after me.
Whether it's fourth down stops.
They give it to Smith, and they stop him again.
Or 44-6.
As the Eagles have defeated the Dallas Cowboys 44-6, they are heading to the playoffs.
This rivalry runs deep.
You can't stand their star players.
Or the star side of the helmet.
The face of their franchise.
And their front-running fans. We're talking generations of hate.
So we ain't just looking for a win.
We want complete and total domination.
Got me fired up.
Exactly. Seth Joyner, of course, another one, man. He's loved, will always be loved here in Philly. He has a podcast as well. I mean, Seth, just incredible. And you can't, Buddy Ryan, I mean, you can come up with 1,000 stories when it comes to Buddy Ryan, but another one, a late, great, Philly that will be missed forever in our hearts.
Now, Seth Joyner had the opportunity to meet him. Great guy. Down to earth, and he tells it like it is. He ain't afraid to call out Doug, Jim Schwartz, whatever. Just right to the point. Definitely a big name with that gangrene defense back in the day with Reggie, Jerome, and the boys. They kicked some ass, kicked some Dale ass tonight. Just anyway, just doing a little reminiscing. That was football. Just kicking Dallas's ass all over. Sacking Troy Aikman, 1991, down in Dallas.
That's true. Listen, it's you can't go without Dallas week. Even the funny thing is, even if you lose, you still say that Dallas sucks as far as when it comes to Eagles. But I mean, no one that's taking this game lightly. I was commenting earlier about that. No one's taking it lightly. I'm pretty sure the Eagles they're going to get down to business here. But Tom says coming up with 2 minutes in the overtime with the Bears, Saints still all tied up. Tom says, what is it? Was a minute left?
It's a minute 51 left. No, it was 25. No, minute 51 left. 2nd and 8 for the Saints. I don't know where the ball is though. Looks like they are at the Bears 40, I believe.
Well, let's hope it doesn't end in a tie like the Eagles did earlier this season. So hopefully the Bears can pull it off. Tom says, awesome video. Thank you, Tom. Love old school Buddy Ball. Yeah, we all do. We all do. I need to find some footage or maybe a bonus show later on showing Buddy going off. But it's kind of hard to come by now. Tom also says Jerry Jones hasn't won crap in 25 years. Jerry Jones also sucks. He sucks big time. He built that stupid $1 billion stadium down there in Arlington. Whatever. He's still a jackass in my books. There's no reason for him to even be an owner whatsoever, and I think that's the biggest hiccup that Dallas has had, along with Mike McCarthy, which I believe he's losing complete control of that team. And I personally, I'm not a Dallas fan. I think Mike McCarthy wasn't the guy they needed to hire down here in Dallas. But good for us because again, it makes them suck even more. So yeah, Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy both do not need to be on that team. So,
I think it's a lot for it. It's a weird year in the NFL. I mean, these guys really didn't meet face to face till training camp. That's really any team in the NFL that was a new hire. You already got guys down there pointing fingers. They wanted McCarthy gone, but I'm sure this year will be wrote off as an exception, just like me wanting to get Howie out of here and put him back in the back room to do the contracts and deal with the cap. Which Lurie's too loyal. Great owner, but too loyal to.
It's unfortunate, yeah. That's just the way it is. All these guys are, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Howie's not going to get a pass for sure at the end of the season. I first thought that he would just because of the way that the season has played, but I think if it comes down to the Eagles, right now I'm not even saying they're going to win the division. I'm not going to say that they're going to go deep into the playoffs, but depending on how the season ends up phasing out, Howie maybe phase out as well, but I'm not too sure. Tom says the good old days as far as when it comes to buddy ball, and he's right. Incomplete. I'm pretty sure he's talking about the Bears Saints game.
Thank you.
His first 4 games of the year was preaching for us. Yeah, and for a lot of teams with 2017 still looms large, and we do know that as well. The one question I had, because there's, of course, a couple of comments here that I still have to, or not comments, but clips to get to, as we got about 20 minutes before game time. The one thing is that last week we saw the Eagles, right? They came back, and of course, now I'm going to call them the ACC Giants. Doug insisted upon Mike to go for this 2-point conversion nonsense, and we continue to see it from Doug. So I'm going to ask the question to you. Does he still need, instead of just going for the extra point, why are we doing this whole just ridiculous 2-point conversion?
I don't know what the heck's going through Doug's. I think Doug second guesses himself. Sometimes he's got brass balls, and other times he just doesn't want to go for it. I don't know. I mean, it's not the Doug of old we did see in 2017. Doug was kind of got too conservative like Andy did. That's just my thing.
Right. The other thing is, can the Eagles realistically win the NFC East? And if they do, let's just say, is it going to hurt them for the 2021 draft?
My thing, I would say, yeah, because I think they made the mistake winning the division last year. All right, you play to win, but again, give Jalen Rieger a chance, but if you ended up where Dallas ended up drafting, you probably could have taken CD Lamb instead of Jalen Rieger. But that's just me. I mean, besides CD Lamb, I would have taken Justin Jefferson. He was right there for the taking, and Howie has a different philosophy for some reason. I don't know what it is with the front office. It's like with the Eagles, if the fans could have a consensus over Howie, I think the Eagles fans would know more than Howie Roseman. But then again, that's why, just speaking for myself, I guess that's why I'm sitting here and Howie Roseman's the general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, but the good thing is, though, we can comment because that's what we can do. So, I mean, it's either way. All of us, of course, what they always call money quarterback after it's all said and done. Unless you play on Monday, then you're the Tuesday morning quarterback. But that's what it's what we do, right? As far as in the media, podcast, broadcasters, everyone does that because it's if you don't voice your opinion, how are you going to feel? If you stay closeted or something, or just stay in a corner like I'm not going to say nothing. Or when you used to go to the club, you always had the one guy he held up the wall. Hey, buddy, you going to go dance? No, the wall right here, it needs me. So it's almost the same exact way. I mean, that's what we're here for, is to voice our opinions, because if we don't, I mean, yeah, none of us are Howie. None of us are getting paid that kind of money. None of us are GMs. We wish we were. Unfortunately, we don't. But I just, we can share opinions and say what we want to, because I think, for me personally, I just think Howie could be gone after. If this season happens to tank, I just don't see the reason why the Eagles need to keep him in charge, especially after learning, what was it, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, that Howie makes all the calls leading up until Wednesday, and then sometimes not even up to Saturday. He lets Doug know who's playing as far as on the field. So I don't know. There's a lot. It seems a little more of a fallout that happens on that behalf.
I mean,
go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I talked to Elliott Shore Parks and Jimmy Seltzer. They said their take of it was, Doug would be gone before Howie. Elliott having the inside scoop on the probably Doug would go before Howie. I mean,
No. That's where I'd have to disagree. I don't think Doug will go before Howie. I think if Jerry Lurie is smart enough, he will see that, because no offense, I mean, we have seen a change from 2017 Doug to now 2020 Doug, but I don't think the Eagles will let go. I know he was talked to initially when he got his hire. One of those stipulations in a contract, like kind of quote unquote, was if you screw up, you're out. But I think if Jeffrey's smart, he would start seeing that it's not as much as Doug. Your GM is not, not adding to anything whatsoever. So I would think, if anything, Howell would be gone before Doug, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. Julius, he's going back to the Phillies here, and he says, I'm still upset about the 2020 Philly season. And Tom, I'm going to skip over your comment here for a second, because then he says, how could the Phillies lose all 3 games in the final series of the season to knock themselves out of the playoffs? Well, Julius, if you look at it, it's the same way too when the Rays, who were just in the World Series not too long ago, and Kevin Cash decided to pull Blake Snell out. He admitted that he fell flat on his face. Why? Because he believes in analytics, just like Gabe Kapler has done with the Giants and did with the Phillies. It doesn't work in baseball. It's old school baseball to this point. I don't care the velocity, when it exited, how many, blah, blah, blah. None of the crap means anything to me, because obviously it showed for the Rays that didn't pull out too well. Snell was on fire that night. They should have kept Snell in there. We were going into a game 7, and who knows what happened at that point. But Kevin Cash, you got a long offseason thing about that one, because it took you guys 12 years to get back there. And, of course, they lost originally to our Phillies in 2008. So it goes to show you, nothing's guaranteed to get back over there. So,
all right. I mean, Tampa Bay having one of the best minor league systems in baseball. It's just a shame they can't afford players, and you know about that firsthand living in Tampa.
Right.
Like same with the Marlins. I mean, they can groom homegrown talent, but they won't keep anybody. I mean, you saw that with the 97 Marlins and the 03 Marlins. What did Wayne Huizenga do? He went out, grabbed a whole bunch of all-star players, came in, they beat the Indians in 97. They beat the Yankees in 03. Tore it down. Had a fire sale. Played fantasy baseball. Hit on 2 World Series titles and blew it up.
Right.
And money doesn't always buy championships. But, I mean, it has, but then it's backfired on other. Look at that idiot DCU owner down there. I mean,
Snyder? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. All right. Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith, a bunch of other guys he brought in, and it just blew up. You can't win that way.
Nope, sure can't.
The bottom line in sports is drafting. That's where you win. It's a homegrown talent. As far as the NFL with free agency, you go out, get a piece here, a piece there, and you just put the cohesiveness all together, and it either gels or it don't. So,
yeah, it's true. Now, I'll make a reference if anybody remembers Tootie. It's the you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life, the old show, and that's the exact that's the way it's coming down as far as with both of these organizations, the Eagles and the Phillies. It's the facts of life. It's you got to you're working with what you have, and unfortunately, they're the only way the only place you can go is up. When Tom talked about as far as earlier with the Sixers. Sixers are trying to show at least that they believe in the fan base, they believe in the players, they believe in his organization. it can only get better. So that, unfortunately, that reference there to the facts of life, that's what it is. Tom says that Doug has new faith in Elliott. Sure he does. Isn't it windy there tonight at the link, if I remember correctly?
I'm not down there, but I would say the winds are probably kicking up down there.
Okay, and then from what I heard earlier this week was that the Eagles are hoping to get touchdowns instead of field goals because, listen, everybody goes through a funk, and I'm not, downing Elliott, from State Farm whatsoever. I mean, he's guaranteed to knock them. It's just you go through it. Unfortunately, you end up going through it. And Tom says that he missed a 29-yard field goal last week. Yeah,
he's missed some crucial field goals the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Missed the one in Pittsburgh. I believe he missed the one against Baltimore. I don't know. Maybe he's hurt, but I don't know. I'd bring in another kicker just to shake things up. I mean, nothing to take nothing away from Jake, but,
No, it's true. It is true. Tom says move faith in Elliott. So I'm pretty sure it's a teletype there. He'll end up correcting it. Julius says, go Eagles. Julius, you've been a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for all the comments, man. I really do appreciate it. Senor Miguel Gonzalez, he says, go Birds. And again, thank you to anyone from the Latino community who watches us. I do appreciate it. So muchas gracias. And Miguel, gracias también, usted hombre. So go Birds. We do appreciate it. And in case you guys want to know exactly what I said, Dallas sucks, and I appreciate everything that Miguel says. That's not what he said, but, I'm just translating. So going back here where it shows Tom says that think Doug needs an offensive coordinator. Yes, he does. He definitely does need an offensive coordinator. And Anthony, I'm sorry if I hopefully I won't butcher the last name here. Chris Satelli, he says F Dallas. Yep. That's right.
It's an old grade school friend of mine. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we do appreciate it, Anthony. Yeah, F Dallas, that's true, and we have the Dallas sucks chant here on cue. So yeah, Tom says I'm on board with the Sixers. Yeah, I think again, the Sixers are making definitely the really good moves, so we do appreciate that as well. Also, the third highest kicker in the league, as far as Elliott from beforehand. Mike says the Eagles are going to blow this team out tonight, 38-6. Once again, listen, that's okay. Let me explain to everybody who's tuning in today, right? So, Mike, who is nicknamed the Juru, okay? Normally, everything that he has said this season has come to fruition. This is now the second time, and Fuji, if I'm speaking correctly here, the second time he's actually picked the Eagles, okay? For a 38-6 blowout would be something amazing. And that's something we never hear Mike, at least this season, come out twice to say the Eagles are going to do a blowout. So I think what it is Sherman actually has someone on the inside like Pete Rose did. And maybe he's like breaking ankles or some knees or something going on here with Dallas. And that's why. Maybe it might be a sports betting thing. But no, Mike, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, he might. I mean, I know the man pretty well, so. He's usually on with his picks, but his other picks today wasn't so hot on. So, Mike, would you take Dallas laying the points or take the Eagles laying the 10.5? If that's the line.
Take the points. Take the 9.
All right, I hear somebody else in the background talking about take the points, take the 9. So, what's up, Rick? My boy Rick here. Rick Marcus says, good evening, gentlemen. It's time for a Cowboys beatdown. And yes, Rick, you are right. And Rick knows another one that he loves to add the comments, and we appreciate, all the guys and girls obviously put their comments out there. But Rick, didn't hear from you too much last week, but man, it's good to at least to hear from you. Can't say see you because I haven't seen you. But Tom says $9 million a year. Got to step up the game. Got to step the game up. $9 million a year. Oh, for that's right, for old Jakey. No, is it Doug? For $9 million a year? I don't know. I'm confused. It's either Doug or Jake State Farm Elliott there.
Jake State Farm Elliott.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
All righty. And then on board with the remark that I said, Rick says, gonna need 16 fantasy points from Elliott. Let's hope you get it. And by the way, to help out Elliott tonight, I need everybody just do one of these numbers. Just blow into the TV screen so the ball can just go ahead and make it through the goalpost. So we will see. Tom says, love the Juru. And thanks to Mike, I mean, Tom, everybody just with the contributions everybody makes, it's definitely a lot of fun. Take the 10 as far as there's your points, Freddie, he's talking about. And Elliott's bringing the 9. So apparently he's going to go with it's going to end up going here. One thing or another thing I want to get to here with, and I have to say this because it's 8:09, so trying to look at the time here before the game starts. Well, the other one I won't show here for the moment, but the one thing I do want to talk about is, as far as Darius Slay, it's his first time as far as with the rivalry when it comes to Dallas. So he had mentioned this earlier on the Eagles website.
They told me it's Dallas week. First time we're around this man. Tense. Dallas week. Gotta put these pads on there. Dallas week, baby. Go.
Definitely this week. We had weights today before practice. You know, a lot of guys had a lot of energy. You know, me and Rodney kind of looked over the sleigh and we're like, hey man, it's Dallas week. You know, he kind of looking like, yeah, I know it. We like, nah, like, it's Dallas week. Regardless, like this is the one.
You know, even in the locker room, you know, everybody be around here yelling Cowboys week. And, you know, this is my first time actually being a part of this, man. I'm blessed enough and fortunate enough to be a part of this. I'm excited for it, man. I understand how big it is, you know. Me being over there in a different division, you know, we took the division game seriously, you know, but I feel like this week is like a whole nother feeling. I feel like it's like either Super Bowl or die. So I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all serious about this? Okay, let's turn up then.
No, I'm feeling good. It's been a blast being able to get out there with the team again. Just see their faces a little bit more. When you're on IR, you're out of the building for a while. So it's been good to see those guys. It's just been a blast to be back. For Sunday, you know, we're still just day by day. I got to go out there and ran some routes with Carson today, but we're still taking it slow, making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I feel much better this week. You know, I feel great, as I'll say. So that's all that really matters. You know, whatever we got game plan going in with me doesn't really matter, but I feel great. You know, I'm always ready to play.
Like the games we here. Hey, look, man, it's like this. All week they've been talking about, can we get our season back, man? Can we turn our season around, man? Tonight we got to answer that question, make sure they know loud and clear, man. Games like this go down in history. Let's make history together as one. Let's do that, man. Make your presence felt tonight, man. If they don't know you, they're going to know you after this. Do your job, man, with passion they can't match. Do your job with relentless effort that they can't match. Score touchdowns, throw touchdowns that they can't match. Get picks that they can't match, man. Let's do that tonight as one. Let's come together as one. Play 60 minutes, man, that they can't match. We're going to come away with this win. Let's do it, man. Hey, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
So again, listen, you got to get fired up. It's Dallas week. You understand? 20 game of the week on a Sunday night. A cold, somewhat, not really cold the way it normally is down here at the link, but it's a chilly night in Philly for sure. Obviously, it's still raining from what I understand. I just had a quick live look there into the link with some of the fans. Some of the comments here were quickly coming on. Tom says, play them Cowboys. And yes, indeed, we hope to take care of business tonight with this rookie quarterback. I think he came from one of those, not George Washington, good Lord. One of the schools out there from, I believe, nearby Virginia, but no one's heard of him. I mean, we're going to see exactly what's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe they should bring in Jerry Jones as a backup quarterback since he knows how to run the team. He knows how to do everything. If their rookie quarterback goes down, just, you know, put on the pads on Jerry Jones and let him go out there and play since he knows so much. I can't stand that character, but whatever. Rick says, time to buckle up here at Tampa Jones, go Birds. And listen, Rick, Mike Klein, the rest of the gang down there to the south. I wish I were down there, but bring the energy because they definitely do need it. And of course, Tampa Jones is the official sponsor of the Broad Street South Sports Talk. It's here. Let the hype videos when he's fired up, and it does with us as well. Believe me, I love it down there because, yeah, it does fire up. So I do appreciate that. I really do. Fly, Eagles, fly. guys are having a great show, kicking ass. Thank you so much, Tom. We do appreciate it. And everyone viewing and live feed, we do appreciate everyone. I really do, especially my boy back in Georgia. Listen, we got deep roots, so I will be seeing him very shortly. That's my boy. Once again, Drew says Jalen Hurts will throw in his first touchdown tonight. What is going on with Mike? That's all I want to know. Mike has never hyped up his whole entire team, his whole entire season. Am I missing something? Do I need to have like a couple of these? Because apparently I'm missing out on something.
Maybe he's got the turban on, like what's his name?
Oh, is that what it is?
Barnack. Maybe he's
Yeah.
like the Schwan.
Yeah. Ugh, I feel what
Like
is
Chris
a loss?
Berman.
Rip it open in Dallas. So who knows? Speaking of Philly to South, Mikey, hello from Tampa Bay. Go Eagles. And Mike, I was hoping you were going to come on live, but apparently, I guess maybe you had issues down there. But thanks. I hope everyone's enjoying the game tonight, and thanks for, if I remember correctly, you did say 25 years for the group. So, Mike, thanks. Say hello, everybody down there, and we will make it down there before the season's over. Loving the Hurts touchdown. We just hope. Tom says, love all the Tampa fans heading south. Yeah, listen, there's a huge. I mean, you got a big mix-up of a lot of fans down here. You also got a lot of Pittsburgh fans just down the road from at least from where we are. But yeah, there's a lot of Eagles fans down here, a whole bunch of Eagles fans, and it's also great to see. Before we cut it off here, because we got about 5 minutes before the game starts, I had two other ones that I had queued up here, so I want to get at least two more in before we end it. So this is Carson Wentz talking about exciting in Dallas.
I'm excited to get him back, it's sort of integrated into practice, even if it's on a limited basis, where he can at least start maybe, catching passes from Carson and detailing some routes, and we just got to see where he is each day and see where his comfort level is and how he responds with a little more of an intense workout, on his injury. But Jalen's going to practice. He's going to be out there today. Again, he's another one. We got to get him back into the offense and just see where he's at. But yeah, he's another one that'll be out there today practicing. He's been cleared to return to practice. So right now, I think it's just a matter of him just getting out there and feeling comfortable again with the offensive line. We haven't been real committal one way or the other, but he definitely can help us at left tackle. And he's had the right guard experience. So he basically just need to see him moving around today and tomorrow and see where he can best help us.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting. I mean, they're big parts, big pieces of our offense. Guys like you said, Peters and Rager, we saw what he could do early in the season and the explosiveness that he brings. Obviously, we know what Dallas can do both in the blocking game, but also run after catch and getting open. I mean, he's one of the top tight ends in the league. And so just knowing that we're getting some of those guys back, and Jason Peters has been doing it for a long time, whether it's this week or going forward, I think it definitely, energizes the offense, and guys are excited because of what we've been able to do and how we've been in a lot of these ball games, and we just keep adding some pieces back, and we're as confident as ever.
So just one more here, just to get you guys hyped up, of course. It is Dallas week, so here's your hype video for the week. It is about that time to get fired up because, again, I don't have to say it, But I'll let the boys talk about it here before we end up cutting it.
Dallas sucks! 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 Dallas sucks!
Well, thanks everybody, Mike. All the comments that came in, a couple of last comments that just ended up coming in. Tom said it was 35-10 Eagles. He also stated that no one in the East beat us. And let's hope that continues tonight. So listen, thank you to everybody who tunes in, the views. Again, we will be off next week before the bye week, and then it just steadily rolls right into the end of the season. So thank you, of course, my co-host, Mike Fuji, who's down there at Maggie's. If you guys want to go out there and check him out, he's still at Maggie's down there. Maggie's at the waterfront, 9242 North Delaware Avenue. Thank you also to For the Bay Clothing Company. Please go visit them at forthebayclothingcompany.com. They have fine Tampa gear, Tampa City collections. I mean, you name it, they have it down there. So by all means, For the Bay Clothing Company. And again, you can pick up this nice pint glass that can hold whatever your favorite beverage is. So please give them a shout out. And they're also on Instagram. I wish I had shoot it up so you guys can see it. So look for them on Instagram. They do have specials. So you can get 20% off sometimes, 10% off. So if you guys go on Instagram, come check them out. Wonderful comment here that's coming in. Mike says, great show, guys. We really do appreciate it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate it every single week. It goes without saying. We can't do it without you guys, and we just hope to bring good quality content shows to all you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, of course, we wouldn't be on. So we do appreciate it. Mike, what is your prediction tonight, sir?
Birds 28-13.
No, I'm
Back
kind of
at the house.
Well, I'm kind of close to where you were. I mentioned it to my barber earlier. That was going to be 24-13, the victory. And if you guys who got down here, by the way, by the Blade in Spring Hill, awesome haircuts. And there is a Phillies gentleman down there who came from Philly down. So by all means, swing by the Blade. So I will leave you with the famous chant that no one likes us. And after that, we'll say goodbye to you guys. So again, thanks to everyone for watching. We do appreciate it. Let's get this win tonight. Let's keep that first place in the division. And, well, let's get the job done. So thank you to everyone. We really do appreciate it.
We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care.
That's right. So with that, thank you to everybody. Enjoy the game tonight. Mikey, I appreciate you. Love you. And I will see you in 2 weeks. And again, Kristen, happy birthday. Thanks for being down there and supporting Mikey. So everyone, thank you so much. There was a comment that popped in here real quick. Tom says no one likes it. So yeah. You guys, thank you so much. Mikey, any last words?
EAGLES, Eagles kick some Dallas. Let's go.
Right. Let's go. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. There will be no halftime show, by the way, tonight because unfortunately some of us do get up at dark 30. But again, we will see you guys in about 2 weeks. So have a great night, everybody.